Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jenn Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Dream it big, there's someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small,
Hey there, it's Jen. Welcome to episode 22 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Today's marketplace is just so noisy and so crowded, and it's really hard to stand out. And look, I should know I'm in social media and marketing, and there's probably one of us for every corner of the street in Australia. So I know what it's like to be in a crowded and noisy marketplace. But for me, I really feel there are three elements that can help us stand out, and they are the know, like, and trust factors, with trust being one of the absolute most important ones. It can be hard to get a new client or a new customer, even harder to have them become repeat customers or clients, and then even harder again to help them become an advocate of our business. You know, those clients and customers that we have that tell people just how awesome we are without us prompting them. So today I thought I'd touch on 5 ways we can love our clients well, because success is absolutely no accident. And as we work through today's episode, I really want you to be thinking about the last time you had a fantastic experience with someone you're either going to purchase from or someone you have already. And then on the other side of that coin, perhaps the opposite, someone who you know you would never engage with and never purchase from again because of X, whatever X is. And I'm putting it out there that chances are it's the way they made you feel, right? All right, so before we get into that, and just before we get into our discovery of the week, please forgive me for the pitch in my voice. My beautiful middle child has given me his cold, so I am a little bit huskier than normal. But let's get into today's discovery of the week. Are you loving this segment? I really hope you are. And if you are, do me a favor. Take a screenshot of your phone listening in and tag me in your Instagram stories at Small Business Made Simple. This week's discovery is an app called Quick, so Q-U-I-K. With the Quick app, you can create some pretty awesome videos in just a few taps, choosing your favorite photos and video clips and then putting them in and letting Quick basically work its magic. In seconds, it finds great moments that adds beautiful transitions and effects and syncs everything to the beat of music if you'd like to put music behind it. You can customize your story with text and music and easily share it onto your social media accounts or, of course, just with friends. It's really easy and it's just a little bit of fun as well. It's actually fabulous for building short videos from still photos for your Facebook ads, as well as lots of other reasons. So go and have a look at Quick, Q-U-I-K, and see if maybe it has some potential to make something simpler in your business. As always, just a little disclaimer, my discoveries are just that. I'm in no way affiliated with them, but I promise to tell you if I ever am. I just love them. I love the response you guys give me from my little discoveries, and most of them, 99% of them, are what I'm using in my business to make my business simpler as well. And of course, if you have a little discovery, something you'd love to share with me that's making your business simpler, then I would really love to hear from you. Send me an email, jen@jendonovan.com.au, or tag me Small Business Made Simple on Instagram, or send me a DM. I would really love some inspiration of what's helping you make your business simpler. All right, 5 steps to love your clients well. Step 1, we really need to understand their needs and their desires and create touch points around those needs and those desires. We need to build heartfelt customer experiences, by knowing who our clients are. And I'm just not talking about knowing their names or what they do for a living, but really deeper things like, what do they value? What matters most to them? And what's their personal goals and dreams? Knowing these sorts of things and creating some client experiences and touch points around them is really where the journey for loving your clients more can really begin. Plus, we can create experiences around also their pain points, whatever's standing in their way from achieving whatever they want to achieve. And of course, when we show them that we're trustworthy peeps, that we can be that person who can help them with their pain points, who know them well enough, we know what they want to achieve, then we can, of course, create those touch points around them as well. But of course, let's go a little bit deeper. Who are your ideal clients? What do they value and what matters to them most? What are they struggling with at the moment? So you can have a bonus point if you can answer this question. How can your product or service help them alleviate the struggle or overcome that hurdle? That one that they're struggling with. How can you solve that for them? All right, step 2. And now it's time to think back to that last incredible, worth telling all your friends and family kind of experience you had with a brand. When was the last time you had an incredible experience? And how did that make you feel? Chances are some of your most memorable experience with other brands centers around, a really strong sense of belonging or feeling valued or lots of other positive emotions like that. As business owners, we want to harness the opportunity to inspire our potential and our current clients, to feel something when they come across our brand online or in person. Not to mention, we want them to have an authentic emotional experience with us and an authentic emotional response when they connect with us, whether it's online or offline. We want to make them raving fans of our business. So again, let's go a little bit deeper. How do you want your clients or your customers to feel whenever they come across you or your brand? Why do you want them to feel that? If we know how we want them to feel, why do we want them to feel those specific emotions? What is it about those emotions that will help them have like a deeper appreciation for the work that you do, or encourage them to invest more in your services or your product, or put them into the proper mindset to, have a full experience of what you've actually prepared for them? Step 3 in getting your clients to love you more is all about consistency. The foundation of every client experience that leads to a deeper client relationship and brand loyalty centers on one little word, on one enormous thing: trust. And in my experience, one of the most actionable ways to build trust with your clients or your customers is be consistent. From your messaging to your imagery to your workflow, from your website to your social accounts to offline and to actually meeting you in person, it should all be very consistent. So let's go deeper again. Where are you consistent at the moment? Where are you inconsistent at the moment? If you look at your Instagram feed and your website, will I see consistency of brand and brand voice? Will I see you? Do you onboard new clients the same way? Do you greet customers in your shop in a consistent manner? How can you incorporate more consistency through all your touch points? So online, offline, meeting in person, emails. How can you create more consistency through all of that? And a bit of a pro tip to build trust, people need to know who they are trusting. So if I went onto your online site, whether it be your social media accounts or the website, will I see you? Actually you, your face? Will I know the person behind the brand or the people behind the brand? If you're nodding no to that question, if you haven't shown up as your brand for a little while, it really is time. 2019 is all about showing up. You need, and I know it's really difficult, but you need to show up. People need to know who it is behind the brand. So if you haven't done it for a little while, make yourself a pack that after listening to this podcast, you will go and you will start putting your face out there as part of your brand more often. Of course, we can't talk about, creating more loyalty and having our customers love us more without talking about step 4, putting them first. We need to make it really clear to our customers how much we value them. At the end of the day, we are building relationships with people, not just going on the motions of a transaction of, money for product or money for service. So we need to focus our energy on making sure our clients know we see them as so much more than that, so much more than just dollars in our bank accounts. A huge part of building relationships with our clients really begins with paying attention to them, to paying attention to their problems, being flexible, learning to adjust to meet their needs as they arise in our world, and also asking quality questions and listening to listen, not listening to ask more questions. And again, let's go a little bit deeper. When was the last time you did an audit on yourself or your business? When was the last time you went through your business as a customer and see what they see and do what they have to do? If we're going to put them first, then we really need to see what they see, and we need to know what our customer journey looks like. So either put yourself in your customer's shoes, or maybe even reach out to an industry friend. Of course, someone that you trust, or a friend or a family member, someone who will actually give you some honest feedback. Ask them to audit your customer experience workflow. Ask them to go through your social media accounts and go through your website as a customer. See it through some really fresh eyes, and look, if they have some great feedback for you, if they have some valid comments, then use them to start improving your existing customer experiences. Of course, sometimes it's really hard, and that's why I'm saying it needs to be a qualified person. So, don't ask your mum to do it if your mum doesn't know anything about your business. So be a bit strategic on who you actually will ask to go through and see what the customer journey looks like. And step 5 is you don't have to break the bank doing all this. Giving customers and clients a memorable experience isn't just about giving them gifts. In fact, we don't want it to break the bank. If all you're doing is giving gifts to your customers, then you really have to make sure that that is actually in your price strategy, which is probably a topic for another episode of this podcast. I'm not against giving gifts, but it's just one touch point. We need to think beyond that. Of course, going above and beyond on a timeline to deliver the finished product ahead of schedule is a great way to utilize your time and expertise to blow the client's expectations out of the water. Maybe it's just as easy as remembering their birthday and sending out a handwritten note. Maybe it's saying thank you for the referral that they gave you. Maybe it's giving a recommendation on LinkedIn, or a rating and review on maybe Google Business or their Facebook page. Maybe it's mailing them a coffee card. It just doesn't cost that much, but it communicates so effectively just how much you value this person inside your business. One of my favorite sayings, and it used to be on my wall inside my retail shop and still exists on my wall inside my office now, is people will forget what you did, they'll forget what you said, but they will never forget the way you made them feel. Okay, for the last time, let's dig a little deeper on this point. Let's brainstorm 5 ways you can serve your clients better. 5 ways that you can do something better, quicker, easier, simpler, that will make them love you more. That these things might not cost you a cent. Maybe they're just going to cost you a little bit of time. But, let's think about what those 5 things are. And of course, once you have those 5 things written down, start taking actions, because we want actionable steps after all. We don't want to write down 5 things that we think we could do better to improve our customer experience and leave it as that. We want to put them inside our business and test and measure them, of course. Test and measuring is, of course, what we need to always be doing when it comes to marketing. As a social media and marketing strategist, my mission is to help you make marketing a priority. Take 100% responsibility for your actions, but also be a giver, because the more people you help, the more rewards you will enjoy. Perhaps let's continue this conversation in my Facebook group, Like-Minded Business Owners. I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you give your customers and clients an experience when they are dealing with you before they purchase, whilst they're purchasing, and even after they purchase? What does that experience look like for you? I'd love to hear from you with any tips and tricks or thoughts that you might have. But of course, that's it for episode 22 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. I will be back next Thursday with some more marketing know-how and another great little discovery. If you're really enjoying this podcast, I would love you to head over from wherever you listen and leave me a rating and maybe even a review. Those things are really like gold for podcasters like me, and I will be eternally grateful. Shout out to Jack and Purdy Photography and Jessie Lee 33 and Maiden Avenue for taking the time out of your business and out of your busy lives to leave me a rating and review. I really, really appreciate it. Feel free to slide into my DMs on Instagram if you have any comments or questions or any fabulous discoveries. DMs seriously make my day. But I'll catch you next week, and remember, my small business peeps, as my opening song says, there's no point in dreaming small.
If you feel lonely, say it loud. There's no time like the present. Tell it like you feel it, say it proud. Be true and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.